Coming up tonight on STL FC Insider.
There's a lot of guys that can kind of bounce in and out of MLS, USL. There's a lot of good players that are trying to get and certainly have the abilities to get to the MLS from this league.
Also tonight,
I'm an older guy, so I would go to the past and probably say Ronaldo from Brazil is my favorite guy growing up.
And later, it's At the Park with Ashleigh.
I'm Ashleigh. Coming up next, I'm going to tell you how you can become a member of the St. Louligans.
All that plus the USL Goals of the Week. All straight ahead on STL FC Insider. Hey there, Fleur-de-Lis faithful. Welcome to another episode of STL FC Insider. This week, I sat down with defender Parker Maher. Let's go behind the shield.
Side looking for a cross, gets one. And the ball put in net, it's a goal. And it was headed in by Parker Maher for his first goal of the year.
I played for a co-ed team. I played on a girls and boys team. I think the fields were we joked, we called them goat pastures or cow pastures. It was pretty bumpy and rough. So yeah, it was good. That's kind of where my love of the game began. But I guess I was serious, but at that time it was more just fun, just touching the ball all the time, growing up as a kid. That was when I was 6. From then on, I started to get more competitive with it. That's whenever I started traveling to Springfield, started playing for Springfield Soccer Club, and taking it more seriously. So I played college soccer at Missouri State. I'd say I had some impactful coaches there, John Leamy and Michael Siebold. Siebold recruited me from Springfield Soccer Club from my high school club days. And I'd say my knowledge and tactics of the game grew immensely during that time, as well as my body itself physically. That's whenever I started, lifting more weights, getting stronger, developing faster, quicker, using my body more so to make me a better player. Well, strictly for St. Louis FC, it was neat to be a pioneer for this club. It was fantastic. I didn't really know what to think or know about the USL, the United Soccer League. But it's a high level. There's a lot of guys that can kind of bounce in and out of MLS, USL. There's a lot of good players that are trying to get and certainly have the abilities to get to the MLS from this league.
Parker Maher, nice move, takes a shot, low shot.
Second season so far is going well. We started off hot, and still been above playoffs now for a good while, and it's a good spot to be in. We're feeling confident and. Coming in from a core group last year, bringing in 14 or so guys that I already knew that we already had a relationship, had played with last year, certainly helps this year because it's hard to come in as a first-year team when a few guys knew each other, 2 or 3, but it's hard to gain that rhythm with brand new players that you don't know how they play, their styles, their habits. Do they play quick? Do they play a little slower? Do they like to make this run? Do they like to they like to dribble and beat a guy? So yeah, knowing each other and knowing each other's abilities, strengths and weaknesses helps be a better, more complete team. So off the field though, oftentimes throughout the week I coach, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. It's good to have a different coaching perspective from a professional player, so they bring in me and a few other guys, quite a few other guys actually do coaching. The youth St. Louis Gallagher kids, such as I've coached U8s, U10s, U13s, all kind of from that range of boys and a couple girl teams. Yeah, it keeps me entertained for the most part. My name is Parker Maher. I am from Joplin, Missouri, and I play for St. Louis Football Club.
Stick around. We've got much more to come on STL FC Insider.
All right, guys, today we want to talk a little bit about the game versus Tulsa. No cell phones, phones off, please. So here we are building up and we're starting to play the ball wide. Hey, team policy, no phones. So we start to play forward and, hey, Mitch, no cell phones.
Sorry, Coach, we're just downloading the new St. Louis FC app.
Oh, the new St. Louis FC app? Well, then that's all right.
Of course it is. You can purchase tickets, check stats and scores, and get the latest information about your club on the new STL FC app. Available for download in the App Store.
And it's now time for my favorite segment. Why wouldn't it be? Let's check out this edition of Dance Dozen.
I have two, Ronaldinho and Ronaldo from Brazil as well.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but in general though, since I was a child, I always loved Frank Lampard.
Big fan of Lampard just for what he's done in the game and just his career and stuff. But if I'm going to say defender, I'd probably say someone like John Terry, just a whole old-fashioned English defender, puts his body on the line, and yeah, he's pretty good.
Steven Gerrard. I mean, I love watching Zinedine Zidane as well, but the modern era, I think it was Steven Gerrard.
I'm an older guy, so I would go to the past and probably say Ronaldo from Brazil was my favorite guy growing up. Him and Paul Scholes were my two favorites, so.
Gotta go Michael Bradley. I think the way he plays and the amount of ground he covers in a game and the way he leads on the field, not only just verbally, but the way he plays his game just commands respect from everyone. I try to model my game around that.
Favorite soccer player is Ronaldinho and then Thierry Henry.
A lot, but right now I say Pirlo from Italy. I watch him a lot, yeah.
So I really fell in love with the game when I started watching Ronaldinho. It's weird because I'm a defender, but you know, he was a magician, man. He just made the game look so simple. He was always smiling when he played.
Favourite soccer player? Hatem Ben Arfa. He's my favourite player in Newcastle and I keep following him.
Cristiano Ronaldo. But growing up, I was a huge fan of Zinedine Zidane, so I enjoy watching Zinedine Zidane when he was a player.
It was Petr Cech for a long time, but I've always been a huge Tim Howard fan as well. So I love keeping tabs on him, watching with Everton and with the United States, obviously.
Last year was Brandon Barklage. If he's still nice to me this year, we'll see, and he will stay my favorite. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go with Mike Ambersley this year, depending on how Barklage acts.
Think your soccer trick is worthy of the best trick in St. Louis? Follow St. Louis FC on Facebook or Instagram and post your best trick for a chance to win merchandise from the fan shop and tickets to an upcoming match. All you have to do is post your trick with the hashtag STLFCTricks and you'll be entered into the contest. So get out to a park today and make it happen. Let's go at the park with Ashleigh.
I'm Ashleigh here at Worldwide Technology Park. We're about to go hit the tailgaters and talk to the St. Louligans and find out how they got started and how you can become a member. What is your name?
Brad.
And you also created what?
Nothing. Just some of me and my friends started coming to soccer games and it became the St. Louligans.
Did you imagine it was going to get this big?
No. It's just a fun way to get away with your friends, have a good time, and root for a local team.
The Louligans.
How did you guys get involved in this?
I was like, there are more crazies out there just like me. They welcomed everyone with open arms, and that's what I love about it.
Why are you a St. Louligan?
Because I love St. Louis, I love St. Louis teams, and you know what? This is like a family. It's awesome. The supporters group is awesome. We built it up great, and it's just fun to be out here.
Honestly, just started following this guy out here. So I'm here by default.
For me, it was my brother-in-law. He was
early on part of this and came to a lot of games last year and had a great time. So just came back.
What if I wanted to be a St. Louligan or someone else did? What can they do?
Show up, make noise, have fun. That's it. That's the recipe.
How excited are you guys for tonight's game?
Very excited.
Super excited.
So what about this team makes you guys want to come out here and support them?
They're a great team, a good bunch of guys. They're fun to watch. It's nice to see local boys out there. It's just a great time.
And they engage really well with the fans. That is a huge piece to why we come.
They welcomed us right in and our whole family, and we've just been a part of it ever since.
You guys have helped them in some of the hardest times score those goals.
That's the biggest part, is that if they weren't bought into what we do, it wouldn't matter. You know, we'd just be a bunch of idiots in the stands making noise.
I wanted to be a St. Louligan or someone at home did. What can they do?
Show up, have fun, make noise.
We appreciate all that you do, so thank you so much for supporting this team and helping create the St. Louligans.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
We'll be right back with more on STL FC Insider.
James drove his RAV4 hybrid into Hard Knocks Canyon, where he confronted death again and again. But death would have to wait. He earned a man's gratitude and his shirt. How far will you take the RAV4 hybrid? Toyota, let's go places.
And finally, we've got your USL Goals of the Week.
Last year, but a turnover here. Kevin Kerr with the left-footed boot into the back of the net. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds have come to Legion Stadium just a few minutes here before the halftime break, and another breakdown on the defense leads to a goal.
McLaughlin in the middle of Coley, left for Cummings, left-footed. There it is, a goal for the big guy. Finish with his left foot too.
Passing here by Vancouver, they'll move in. The shot and a goal! What a setup and what a finish for the Whitecaps FC 2. Sensational play.
Brett Levis.
Brett Levis comes up with an unbelievable goal to even this thing up.
Ayrton charging in on his left foot. Cross up towards Kelly, and he heads it in! What a cross from Ayrton! And it's a big jump from Jamaican Jake Kelly. He gets his third goal, and it's a tie game here.
What a sequence from Ayrton. What a sequence from the Swope Park Rangers. Mir Djidic.
Still in play for Toronto FC2. It's Edwards inside the box. Anderson slides, Beniers off his line. And a goal for Toronto FC2. Uccello delivers his third goal of the season. 3-1, Toronto FC2.
On behalf of all of us here at St. Louis FC TV and the rest of the Fleur de Lis faithful, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.